Segment 3, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. All the shows over the last 8+ years are on the web at ntn.org, communitypolicingcaps24.org, and as many of you know, I love covering judicial races. It's something that started out completely by accident through a request. And now around election time, I specialize more in judges than I do in regular politicians sometimes. And, in terms of who I interview. And, generally speaking, a judge is a much higher calling because, rather than me give a speech about this stuff, I like to introduce you to two of my guests who are running for retention on the ballot. I'll let them explain to you what retention is. To my immediate left, I guess to the right of your screen, is Judge Robert Gordon of the Appellate Court. Hello. And next to him is Judge Thomas Lipscomb of the Circuit Court of Cook County. And how are you, gentlemen?
Fine.
Fine.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
First of all, thank you, and I'm glad you were able to make it. And the first time you were on, you're actually in the top 100 viewed shows. So barely in there, but you're in there, so people do watch. Mm-hmm. So that's besides for the regular TV crowd. So what is judicial retention, and what is going on with it this year, and how does it involve you guys?
Well, judicial retention is a special ballot for judges where the electorate vote yes or no as to a judge. There'll be approximately 75 candidates who are seeking retention. These are judges who have been judges at least 6 years. I've been a judge and a justice in the Illinois Appellate Court for 18 years.
So basically, at what period in time? So this is every 6 years?
Every 6 years, circuit judges have to run for retention. And in the appellate court, although I'm a circuit judge who is appointed to the appellate court, those who are elected in the appellate court have 10-year terms.
And, I mean, what the vote has to be a certain percentage. It has to be, what percentage?
Over 60%. 60% or more.
60% or more to be retained?
To be retained.
Okay, and actually it's been quite a long time since anybody hasn't been retained.
Yes, it has.
So, and Judge Lipscomb, tell us a little bit about what's going on with the retention and yourself and how you go about things.
Well, the first thing I would like to mention is that most often, especially in judicial races, and even in judicial retention races, most of the electorate and the voters say they don't know anything about the judges. So our Committee for Retention of Judges 2014 has a website called cookcountyjudges.com, which I like to repeat, cookcountyjudges.com,
sure,
which has a biography and some basic information about every single judge that is running for retention. That's all 70 judges. So, and that's a public service that the committee has engaged in, and voters who want to be informed about any judge in particular or wants to be informed about all judges can go to that website and obtain the information that they need to make any decision that they would like.
And it is a valuable service, and I'll also tell all of you that, of course, Jewish Chicago will be coming out in a very few days, so you have very little time to contact me if you're interested in being involved in any way. And we will try to have as thorough as possible a judicial review. And we have a number of judicial experts within the community that we consult with, as well as look at the bar ratings and all the rest of it. And we probably have about as much written about judges as just about anywhere in town outside of the law bulletin.
Let me tell you why it's important for people to vote the judicial ballot. Many people feel, well, I know nothing about a judge, so why should I vote for a judge, yes or no? Well, my answer to that is a very simple one. The judge is really the most the most important person for you to vote for, because the judge can restrict your liberty. The judge could decide whether you get money or take money from you. The judge could decide what happens in your family matters. And the judge decides important things in your life. And everyone should take some time and go to that website and look to see who these judges are and read in the papers and in the media about who they are. Because when you go before them, it will be an experience that could affect your entire life. So it's important to have good judges. And it's important to vote yes for these judges, unless there's a reason why not to. So it's important for you to look at that and make a decision to vote that judicial ballot, because the people who are against the criminal justice system will vote no for sure. And their relatives and friends will vote no. And it's important to retain judges, otherwise the system doesn't work.
And I want to, I realized something when you were just talking. That's very, I use a pitch that's similar, and I remember now that the very first time I heard that about how the importance of judges in people's lives were from you. And I probably stolen it at least 3 or 4 dozen times over the years. So, because it is a very important, it's an extremely important point. So, your turn.
Well, let's see if I can add anything of significance to what Justice Gordon has said. The importance, I think, is, I echo what he has to say about the importance of voting. Something that is significant that people sometimes overlook is that we need judges to be retained, need 60% of the electorate. Any state representative or any other person running for a particular office only needs 51%. They need 1 or 2 or 3 more votes to win. We need actually 10% more than anybody else. The other thing that I don't think the public is completely aware of in terms of numbers is that approximately 20% of the people that vote in retention elections, for whatever reason that they may have, vote no on all the judges.
Wow.
So there's obviously a certain segment of the population, rightly or wrongly, that feels that they're justified in being negative to that degree. We certainly don't agree with people that would vote negatively, and in that significant number. And that's, again, one of the reasons why we want the public to be informed. We want them to know about the judges, and we want them to make an intelligent choice when they vote. So I think that's an important point that I would like to add.
No question about it, and I think that people should really start at the bottom of the ballot first, because there's a number of people that don't vote for judges at all. And as Judge Gordon so eloquently put it, it has a lot more effect potentially and in reality when it happens than almost any of the other races on the ballot. So anyway, I know you're not allowed to really campaign, so did you go places to speak and try to meet people and let them know about this, and besides for the show, of course?
Well, throughout the year, we make appearances before groups and speak about the law and speak about how judges become elected and what judges do, so people could become informed. And we continue that certainly during the retention period, and we're out there talking to small groups all the time, senior citizen groups or anybody who will listen to us. And we want people to be informed. We think it's important that they be informed. As Tom just said, there's 20% of people who are unhappy, basically, with the criminal justice system. These are people who have relatives or friends in penal institutions, and they want to vote against judges. So we need the good people to come out and vote for judges. We need that to exist and have a good judiciary. It's the only way is to vote yes for the judges.
And if people want to vote yes, and first of all, people, they'll make sure you're registered to vote and all the rest of it, get the ballot. But your website again, where people can educate themselves on the judges that are running?
CookCountyJudges.com.
CookCountyJudges.com. I want to thank you very much. Appellate Court Judge Robert Gordon, Circuit Court Judge Thomas Lipscomb, thank you so much for being here. Very important vote in the judicial races. Don't forget, Jewish Chicago will have a really good rundown. Don't miss out on it. I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye.